Alright, well, hey everyone, it is, what is it, October 8th. And we got a tulip tree. Put that in the boulevard up front. Last night we got down to 34 or 35. Some people near me got an actual frost. I'm not seeing any sign of frost yet, but I just came out here. Right now I think it's about 62, 63 out here. Well, this fig needs some surgery. I haven't posted an update in a while because frankly I've just been stressed and depressed. On the side I've been experimenting with a little pond setup, like 30-gallon capacity, just something to kind of try without getting too involved. And the thing I'm going to try here is some aquaponics. So take the pond pump output, redirect it into this planter. When the water level in this planter gets high enough, this bell siphon is intended to trigger and dump or siphon the contents of the water out of this container through that pipe. There's the standpipe. This is the bell siphon. Pretty basic. But the idea is that you'd come out the PVC pipe here on the bottom and drain into that upper area of the waterfall for the pond. And all I'm going to say is tuning a bell siphon is a tricky thing. It's been a lot of trial and error. I think I've redesigned it 6 times now. So yeah, this is what's happening with the garden. I know it's been, gosh, a month since I did a video. Got some asparagus. Yeah, I gotta get these out of here. These pawpaw trees are not doing well in this kind of soil, so I gotta get them out and moved. Here's the other one. Let's actually put out some leaves on the very bottom. Looks a little healthier, even though it took longer to wake up. Yeah, I gotta harvest all this, at least all the celery. The Asian sour leaf is really big. Like, I didn't realize it would get like a woody trunk like that. It's kind of neat. And then we've got some ginger here, which I gotta figure out when I can harvest ginger. And then we've got some lemongrass standing nice and tall. Another ginger over here. The cucumbers have kind of had it. It's really mostly due to lack of water. But yeah, you can see the state of the tomatoes. Like, everything is just really overgrown and daunting. And normally I come out to the garden to relax and de-stress. But things have just been a little too problematic lately. both personally and professionally. So, personally, we had our youngest kid visiting from Portland, and I love my kids to death, but you've been empty nest for a little while. Like, when your kids in town, you want to do everything you can while they're around. So we just had a lot of stuff scheduled, and right before that, my kind of right-hand man at work, he decided he needed to depart, and it really mad respect to him for knowing when he wanted to leave and leaving. I think a lot of people endure things that make them unhappy for far too long because they, feel like they owe someone something or whatever. And I really don't believe in that. I think that we all have an incredibly short amount of time on this planet, and you do the things that make you happy. And if it's not making you happy, consider your path out of the situation, right? Because I've known a number of people that decide to get out in other ways. They're a bit more permanent and impactful to the people they love, and that's not good for anyone. So congratulations to him for moving on. But man, oh man, that meant an incredible amount of work for me. Look at that cauliflower. We'll have to bring that in. So yeah, that's kind of been the deal. I've just been kind of getting cooked. I kind of feel like the way this garden looks, just shaggy, burnt. Love the powdery mildew on that pumpkin. Tried treating it with some baking soda a couple times, and that helps knock it back, but it doesn't really fix anything. Wow. Yeah, it's just, it's crazy, dude. This is a lot of stuff. I pulled a bunch of carrots out of here. You might have noticed in the other beds I harvested the celery. I have to do that yet in this one. Got a lot of these little yellow pecino peppers that are ready to come in. Looks like we got some more Fresno chilies. And then, do we have any Thai? No. Looks like we do have a Scotch bonnet or habanero. I can't remember which this is. But whichever it is, it's not ready yet. So, sorry I've been missing on the updates. Clearly I haven't done the work of cutting this all back. I need to do that. I just need to find some time. I'm taking some time off work kind of near the end of the month here, just to get some time to focus on the garden and sort out my brain. Look at that peach tree. Look at that dog. Ashley, how you doing, buddy? But hopefully during that time off at the tail end of the month, it'll give me the energy to come out and cull a lot of the garden. Look at that pumpkin there. And neighbor's got one going on their side. Sweet. But, to the work thing, you really have to say, that fig's doing good. I'm really pleased by how much support. This is the persimmon. And unfortunately, it's grown from beneath the graft. But, I'll take rootstock. Why not? I'll graft something else on there. I've been really happy with the support I've been getting from my coworkers. Normally, and then this is a pergola that my mom gifted me for my birthday that I get to reassemble. Maybe I'll take on some of that on my time off. This is from harvesting the potatoes. But they've been really supportive at work, and I'll admit I have a little bit of imposter syndrome. I don't really feel like I am deserving of it, but I think people recognize how demanding work is, and in particular, this is the rose bush. How I don't really have anyone to back me up on a lot of my work. I do kind of fairly specialized, weird stuff. And it's a little bit of victim of your own success kind of thing. I kind of gravitate towards weird things. And any of you who know me personally, that will not surprise you. I like to support kind of the weird products and projects and old mysterious things that no one understands. Look at that bitter melon. And one of the side effects of that is you can't get hit by the beer truck, as some of us say at work. You become, there's another pumpkin hiding in there. You become kind of part of the fabric of the company. Not from an importance standpoint, because that'd be hilarious for one. But more in that when you take time off and something doesn't go right, everyone knows, right? It's very noticeable. This system is down. Who can fix it? Who maintains it? And when that comes back as my name, and I'm not in the office for whatever reason, that's how you get phone calls on your time off. And I've spent a not insignificant amount of my professional life trying to make sure that doesn't happen. For one, it doesn't help me to relax on my time off if I'm always worried about something breaking, ruining my time off. We're finally getting the red pear tomatoes. I think you might have saw that in the last update. And no one I work for wants to worry about systems going down and wondering if they have to bother me while I'm on my time off. So you try to document what you can. Right now I'm in the middle of, that's a tiny broccoli. I'm in the middle of cross-training people on some of my specializations, at least the more accessible things. Like onboarding users for Confluent Kafka, for example. Not wizard stuff, but it's just a process that people need to understand, and I think we've got some scabs from how we implemented the solution that, if we could do it again, we would do differently. But by comparison, this gardening stuff is easier in some respects. Oh man, I missed that one. It's a little bit too far gone. Yeah. I've collected plenty of seeds for the pineapple tomato. That's this variety. So I'm not even going to save it to harvest seeds out of. But anyway, so enough computer crap. This is gardening. Gardening is difficult in different ways. But really, if you don't garden and you want to, don't let it intimidate you. As long as you have the capability to write things down or remember things and observe and respond to how what you do affects the garden, you can be successful at gardening. It always surprises me when people regard me as the gardening expert that they know. And it's like, man, I am not an expert. I am learning this all with you. I don't have any kind of magic sauce. Some special knowledge. Yeah, look, we got a pumpkin hiding down there. Bring it over the edge. Cucumber. I think this is Ashley, or it's National Pickling. I can't remember which. Not too bad. No, I think Ashley's the self-fertile one. I didn't grow that this year. Anyway. So, there you go. That's the garden update. Sometimes life just gets in the way. It's too overwhelming. And, depending on who you are, you'll react in a certain way. And unfortunately, the way that I react when that happens is I just start cutting responsibilities that are optional out of my life. In an attempt to give myself some breathing room. And sometimes that works. I wish I could say that most of the time it worked, but that's certainly not true. I would say maybe this time around it kept me from abruptly leaving my job and repeating what happened to my coworker, which, man, I keep asking myself if there was anything I could have done differently to make his life easier. And unfortunately, the answer to that question is almost always yes. There were things I could have done differently, that I would do differently if I could. I guess it's hard to recognize, at least for me, it's hard to recognize when some people are really struggling. versus just venting, you know? Right, Ash? Sometimes you don't know if it's venting or if it's a real struggle. Everything for you is a real struggle, right? Hey, we're not going in yet. We gotta water that garden over there. Well, I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least grab the hose. So, enough of my babbling and walking. We've put in our mandatory steps for the day. If you've had a hard time lately, feel free to comment and share. Just pay attention to people around you that you care about and ask them how they're doing. See if there's something you can do to help them out. Hopefully, the most that happens is they just change employment. Well, happy autumn, everyone. Talk to you soon.